Hi, I'm Jen from 8 Ounce Coffee. Today we're going to be talking about the Fellow line of products. It's a line of products from a company out of San Francisco that are really into innovating in the coffee arena and making interesting new products for the market. They've got 5 different products that we're going to be looking at here today. The first one is the Raven tea kettle. Then we've got the matching Stag Pour-Over kettle for coffee. The Stag Pour-Over brewer, which then fits nicely onto the Stag decanter and also goes nicely with these Stag tasting glasses. Then this big piece over here is the Fellow Duo Brewer. This is the Fellow Duo Brewer. This is the piece of equipment that kicked it all off for Fellow. They put this on Kickstarter, raised a bunch of money for it, and here it is. It's a hybrid between pour-over coffee and French press. It's the best of both worlds, and it's a full immersion brewer. So you put your coffee in the top here, the coffee grinds here, pour in, it steeps, full immersion. You don't have to do pour-over or anything like that. After 4 minutes, all you do is twist the top and the coffee drips down below into this decanter. Then when you're ready to pour, almost like magic, you can just pour out of this spout at the top here without any of the grinds coming through at all. It gives you a really clean cup of coffee without any of the sediment that you'd expect from some other brewing methods. This is the Fellow Stag Pour-Over kettle. It's a gooseneck kettle that's made specifically for coffee pour-overs. It's a really beautiful kettle. It comes in both, this is the matte black, and it comes in a polished steel as well. It's really nice to hold. It's really nice to pour with. It's counterbalanced back here with this weight, so that the handle is quite heavy. So when you pour forward, the weight is not all coming towards the front. It's kind of nice back here to hold it. It's got this thermometer here, which is one of the nicest features about it. So you can either put this on your stove and heat it up, or you can use your kettle and pour into here. But either way, you've got this thermometer here that can tell you what temperature your water is, and a nice little indicator here with these red lines, so you can make sure that your water is the optimal water temperature for coffee. This has been really popular lately with all of the professional baristas are using it at competition, and we've been seeing it all over the place. This is really becoming one of the go-to kettles. This is the Fellow Raven kettle. It's specifically for tea, and I'm really excited about this kettle. At first it looks like it's just another teapot. So you've got your basket inside here, you're putting your water in, and you're steeping it. So it's just like a teapot basically. But there's a few things that make it different. It's got this thermometer on top, like the other Stag kettle, but instead of the indicators for the coffee, it's got its own tea indicators here. The green indicator, obviously, for green tea. Then you've got the yellow indicator that's for white tea or oolong, and then the kind of gray color here, which is the indicator for black tea. It's so important to have your temperature right, your water temperature correct when you're making tea. So it's really important to have that there. Just like the other kettle, it's also counterweighted here at the back, so it's really nice to pour. And the big difference here as well is the spout, which is better for tea. You don't need the gooseneck spout for the tea. When we look inside, this basket filter in here is absolutely beautiful. No leaves are getting through that. You can put something in there that's more like sencha or gyokuro or something that has dust particles, and they're not going to make it through into your cup of tea. So it's a really nice basket filter. It's also really easy to clean out as well. And it's about 1 liter capacity. So another great thing about this is when you've made your tea, you can just remove the basket and let it sit there with the lid on to keep it insulated, keep it warm, and then just go back, and it's not over steeping with the tea inside. This is the Fellow Stag Pour-Over. It's everything you'd expect from a pour-over, but it's got a few differences here. The first thing I really like is that it's completely insulated, so you're not going to be losing any heat. You're going to be retaining all your heat while you're brewing. It's also got a lot of holes. There's 10 holes there on the bottom of that. I've also got this cup here. This is really nice. It goes on the bottom like this, and it has these dots here that are indicators for how much coffee you should use. So if you've forgotten your scale or if you don't have a scale, you can just kind of eyeball it there with your grounds in the bottom, whether you're making 1 cup or 2. These filters are nice and tall and narrow. It's got a really steep slope here, so the water's just going to be pouring nice and evenly through this coffee and coming out the bottom. What you're going to be pouring into is this really beautiful Fellow Stag carafe decanter. So this pour-over just fits really nicely on the top. It's got silicone rubber band around the bottom there, so it's not going to be jiggling around at all. It's just nice and snug. You can pour directly into the decanter. Then when you're finished, this really nice silicone lid here keeps it nice and insulated and warm. When you're ready to drink your coffee, Fellow have made this really beautiful dual-walled glass here. It's going to keep your coffee warmer for a lot longer because of the dual wall, and they've made this really nice tapered lip here, so it's very enjoyable to drink out of. So that's the Fellow lineup of coffee products. We're so excited to be distributing the Fellow lineup. These guys are really innovative and always trying to make their products better. They take feedback on board and try to make improvements and new iterations as they go along. All of these products are available on our website at 8ouncecoffee.ca.